you told that the PhD degree should be awarded with expired date. So I accept that. But in spite of this, with all hard work they do the PhD degree. But what about the findings? They are not taking into account. After that, it is not at all reaching the concern, and they are not taking any steps from the findings of the study. So far, we couldn't hear. Most of the universities, so many students are getting PhD degrees. After that, the findings, so still it is there. There is no use. Then how we can make use of it?
There are different approaches by which graduates get a PhD degree. One is the basic scientific experiment, which is applied research. So there, application parts, the application of the scientific research finds its way, and the findings of that gets implemented as application. And you are right that on the other hand, there is a lot of PhD output coming in social sciences, in humanities, in arts, where the application part, taking forward the findings, is becoming very difficult. Now, one main reason that I would say is these are research findings, and this I am sharing as a personal example. Research can be done in two ways. One is funded research. So if you have a funding agency, then your findings can be pushed because the funding agency is the end user, because they have some interest in funding that research. So the onus is on the funding agency, but unfortunately what is happening is even the funding that is given for research after the research is over, the funding agency themselves, they are not very concerned on taking this forward unless there is some research that can be commercialized into a product. That is happening, but at a very, very minimum level. You can find the number of patents filed and granted as an indicator for the research productivity. The second thing is volunteered research, where it is not funded. Then we have findings, but unfortunately, as you very rightly said, we are not able to push those findings into action items. In fact, I shared with Dr. Srinivasan many a times that all these findings we need to publish as books. Today, India has the lowest cost of printing books for circulation. But if you look at the number of books that are being printed post PhD to disseminate this knowledge, I don't think there is a lot of effort to disseminate such findings by way of publications. So if my worry is that my application-based research, self-funded, is not reaching, my next attempt is to see whether I can publish it as a book and make sure I distribute as many copies as possible for whatever it is, but at least it will leave some tangible impact, and if that impact is left in some person who can take an actionable agenda and put it in place, then there could be some hope for all these PhD degrees. The second thing is, if it has an expiry date, we can also address this challenge because you have to continuously publish, which means you have to continuously find something. So don't get discouraged by the fact that I found something first and nothing happened out of it. You'll have to keep on constantly finding something new, and you never know, something will definitely leave a bigger impact. And that's why I said, if you have an expiry date, there is an urge to find something new, and that urge to find something new must be a continuous process. So PhD is not end of research, it is a license to do research. That's my opinion.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Vaidhya Subramanian from Andhra Pradesh. I am studying B.Tech final year. As you said that engineering colleges are inversely proportional to the demand. But I want to know that why AICTE have been increasing the number of colleges by giving permissions, and this was the, I think, as increasing the number of colleges, the demand of degree courses and engineering has been decreasing.
See, I already qualified my statement saying that the access to professional education will, because the denominator is very huge in a country like us. So access has to be provided to a broader denominator, and if you're just taking the denominator into account, statistically it will show more number of colleges we need to open. So that's why at a demand level it makes sense for the approval authorities to grant approvals for new engineering colleges, which they have done so generously in the last so many years. Now is the time to just think and ask the right question. Because as he said, students coming to arts and science colleges, he says it's very difficult to get some bright minds. But the last 2-3 years I have observed that the vacancy position in engineering colleges is so much, and I find a lot of students taking arts and science colleges also as an alternate career profession. So now higher education must not be viewed as just engineering college or medical college. It has to be viewed as an education system which is more outcome based, which just transforms some civilization assets to an individual. See, I might be very idealistic, it might be a utopian idea, but an outcome-based approach in whatever stream it might be will produce the best graduate from that best discipline. It could be a teacher education, it could be arts and science, it could be MBA or engineering or medicine, anything, as long as it is outcome-based, then you definitely will be a good graduate in whatever discipline you are graduating from. Take for example teacher education. It is very unfortunate that today people get into teacher education because first thing at +2 they did not get into engineering, finally went to arts and science. Then after graduating from arts and science they did not get a master's or they did not get a banking service recruitment board and get into a bank, and finally after exhausting all options finally they said okay, I will take up teacher education and become a teacher. That is very unfortunate. We have to reverse that trend and make teacher education more outcome based and generate quality teachers. We have made an attempt to do that in our university, and such pilot measures must grow in big scale. That transformational thinking will happen because this is the right time that it should happen. As you rightly said, there is a gross McDonaldization of engineering colleges or MBA schools which have to be stopped, and there should be more application of mind in the approval process.
Thank you, sir. So, the volume of ideas on higher education, current status, Dr. Vaidhya Subramanian has detailed about the clear picture about what is happening in our country, and also he has given a solution for that. So, let us now disperse for lunch. No.